Welcome and thank you for listening to our audio presentation. My name is Walter Berger and I'm reading from my book Prosperity for Everyone. Yes, we can, but how and when? How to develop a clear overview, realistic goals, optimism and self-reliance in our hectic world. The book is published by Taschengeld Management and also available as an audio presentation, as an ebook or as a printed workbook. For more information, please have a look on our homepage www.taschengeld-management.de. Here you also can download easy-to-understand copy templates for daily use. Chapter 2 Expenditure. I'm rich because I can pay all my outgoings. Expenditure is looked at under two aspects in this section. The act of spending money, that means how and why money is spent, and the type of expenditure, that means what is bought or what money is spent on. Some time ago, the European TV station Arte broadcast an interesting film entitled I Buy, Therefore I Am. It was shown that on average a US citizen consumes approximately 25,000 commercials per year. 25,000 times is not only a product presented to the viewer, but also a scale of values and an attitude to life. Superficial stimuli target deep-seated needs and anxieties and try to arouse a desire to buy, with big success. It was reported that in the past the main advertising message was buy this or that and then you can keep up and will be popular. Today the predominant message is buy that and then you'll be happy. Today 20 times more money is spent on children's advertising than in 1980. Do you always make conscious and rational buying decisions when you do your daily supermarket shopping? When you see clothes on special offer, amazing bargains, when you buy a new car, or when you plan your next dream holiday? Do you only buy the things you need that are on your shopping list? Or do you sometimes make impulse buys, or even buy things out of frustration? Do you often treat yourself when shopping? When looking through your wardrobe, do you sometimes wonder, why did I buy that? Or worse, who bought this? Use this section to reflect on your consumer behavior, without assigning blame and without trying to justify strange buying decisions in retrospect. Gain an overview of your expenditure to date, and this will show you how much money you spent on what in the past. You will see what your basic needs are and how much money you spend on the lifestyle you love. Get to know yourself a little better, and then decide yourself where your spending priorities lie. And don't forget, if you follow the herd, you will end as a meat job. To get an overview, take a piece of paper and write down what you spent money on last month. Just make 4 columns, and over the first you write type of expenditure, on the second price, to fill in how much money did you spend on each type of expenditure, the next column what were the necessary living expenses, and in the last column you fill a percentage sign to show what percentage of your total expenditure is assigned to each type of spending. If you don't know where your money disappears, here's a way to find it out. It just takes a little discipline. Create an expenditure journal for your wallet. Proceed as follows. Write over the first column date, the second amount, the third for what, the fourth payment method, and the last priority. Keep this in your wallet. Write here down everything you spend money on. Make sure that everything is covered. All information is important. Pay for everything with cash. Avoid paying with credit cards or checks if possible. Collect all receipts and sort them by date. Once a week, write down all your expenditure in a cash book or a journal. Identify types of expenditure and set priorities. It's a good way to get to know yourself a bit better. To get an overview of your expenditure, proceed as follows. First, collect, order and list receipts and bank statements. Second, record all cash expenditure and use your expenditure journal for your wallet. 3. Identify types of expenditure. For example, rent, food, electricity, telephone, insurance, car, etc. 4. How much do you spend on each type of expenditure per month? 5. What annual payments were made? 6. Examine each type of expenditure in terms of amount and necessity. 7. Set priorities. What is important to you? 8. Set a monthly budget for each type of expenditure. For this, you take the monthly payments, what you had until now for each expenditure, and, if needed, 1/12 of the yearly payments. In our workbook, you will see an example for creating an overview of your expenditure. At the end of the section Expenditure, write down where there is an urgent need to take action. What will you do?